What it do, YouTube? It's your boy Ken. I'm back for another week in the truck, y'all. Today is Tuesday, May 20th. Right now it's like 7:40 in the morning. About to pull over to this Texaco to get me some diesel. I hope I can fit underneath this damn awning. I gotta go to Grand Prairie this morning. The way they got this set up, they wanted me to come to Grand Prairie first, then go drop, then come back to Grand Prairie, then go drop, then go do the rest of my route. Why would I do that when I'm already at the same pickup? I can just pick up, both of the stops right then and there and eliminate me having to go from Grand Prairie, drop off, come back, and it's just a little bit easier. You have to rearrange the route a little bit. Nothing too crazy today. I'm noticing the rates in the market is getting a little weird. I reran my numbers, reran my cost per mile, and your boy ready to compete. I'm gonna take what I can out of these folks this week. I think I'm about to go back OTR. Let's talk about it. I gotta go to Grand Prairie. I'm gonna go pick up both of these stops, and then I'm gonna go drop both of these stops. I think I gotta go run over to Farmers Branch, and from Farmers Branch I gotta go run over to Plano to pick up another one. Then I gotta go pick up my last stop in Dallas, and then I'm gonna go drop both of them back off at the same place I'm going to right now, and I gotta go drop off in Crandall. Shouldn't be too much driving today, not like the other day in the last video where I had to drive all the way out to Cleburne, and then from Cleburne I had to go all the way to McKinney. So I'm staying local this week and reviewing my trip from last week. I'm noticing these folks don't really want to pay too much, and they're lumping all these little shorter runs together when I first started, I was able to get, one pick, one drop. One of the stops I would normally have on this route for a cool $200 if I was to grab it off the board, right? That's not the case no more. If you want to stay local, at least in this area, and maybe it's just, the platforms that I'm using or the brokers that I'm using, but for me to want to stay local, I'm going to either have to bid a lot more and attempt to get what I want like I was doing beforehand, or I'm just gonna have to, adjust my expenses, adjust my insurance, adjust my fuel expenditure, stuff like that. I feel like I pretty much have dialed in all my expenses to the point to where, I'm knocking out all the variables. It's not just me, what I'm saying? It's the rates with the market and how the market is now. It's also the competition. All the new carriers getting in. I mean, unless I can get my insurance lower, like even way lower, maybe like $1,000 a month for one truck, I'd be blowing y'all boys out the water, boy. I'd be able to stay local, and I'd be like way more comfortable, you know what I'm saying? My insurance has already went down just a little bit. I still feel like I shouldn't have to be doing those 6 picks, 5 drops just to make, $400. But back in the day, like a year ago, when I was running the cargo van and I had dreams of getting into this position that I'm in now with this box truck, I was killing the folks trying to make $400 a day. I'm taking 4-5 dispatch orders, trying to fit in some Amazon Flex at 3-something in the morning. I'm trying to get what I can get, waking up at 3 in the morning, rushing over to the Amazon facility, praying that they cancel, get that cancellation, and make that $75 to $135, and then now I'm going back to the crib, catching up on a little sleep, maybe cook a little breakfast, and then go ahead and start my day with that first dispatch order and working my way to $300, $350, $400, right? That's with no moves, that's with no dollies, that's with nothing. Like I had turned away from dolly at one point, boy. Yeah, $400 to do 6 picks, 5 drops. I really feel like when I first started in the truck, I was getting $400, $500 to do 1 pick, 1 drop. TQL, they pay me $200 to drive Dallas to Dallas, or Carrollton to Dallas. I may have to refresh myself and get back acquainted, you know what I'm saying? I haven't used Lowboard in who knows how long. I've just been specifically working with this one broker. They love me, I ain't gonna lie. They love me. They call me, they like, hey, can you run this, woo woo? Hey, can we add a stop? We're gonna pay you, woo woo. And it's cool, you know what I'm saying? But ideally, I'd like to gross anywhere between $600 to $800 in this one truck. Doing that, staying local, is kind of hit or miss, especially while doing one of these routes, because these routes, they're starting at 8 o'clock, 10 o'clock. And in my area, Curri coming out with their stuff around 10, 11 o'clock. If I'm already on a route, and I'm already saying, okay, I'm booked up for $350, $400, there goes the majority of my day. None of these shippers out here is open and doing shipping and receiving at 5, 6 o'clock. Maybe I ain't ran into them, I ain't met them, I ain't connected with them, but I haven't found any shipper or receiver that's open 5, 6 o'clock. I need to either fill that gap with something else, maybe like some more furniture deliveries or something like that. It's really not as consistent, because you gotta think, the market, who's really buying furniture on a daily basis? You go load up my money on Thumbtack. I could push my schedule to where it's like, hey, I'm only doing furniture deliveries, I'm only doing assemblies, I'm only doing yada, yada, yada after 5 p.m. And it kind of would make sense, because a lot of these folks, they getting off at 5, 6, 4:30. They getting off and they get back to the house after they get out of traffic around that time. And that's cool. But you also got to remember, you got to go and pick up that furniture. So what furniture store is staying open past 5, 6 o'clock for you to come pick it up? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to go do some more groundwork. I'm gonna have to go, pass out some more flyers, pass out some more cards, if that's something that I really want to get into. I honestly feel like I can really just gross my bread $600 to $800 off of one load. Now, if this route was paying $600, $800, I wouldn't be having this conversation with you. Since the routes, they're getting a little bit more heavier, right? Not as heavy as them HD supply routes, not as heavy as them Lowe's routes, you know what I'm saying? Like the other day I had 3 or 4 picks, 5 picks or something like that. Today I got 6 picks, 5 drops. Now granted, 2 of the picks, really 4 of the picks are only at 2 locations. I guess you could dumb it down a little bit and it's not as bad, but ideally I'd like to gross $600 to $800, and the only way I can see that as a possibility without having to put a helper in the truck is by going back regional, going back over the road. And I'm not opposed to going over the road as I was before, simply because I'm trying to scale this business. I'm trying to make the money, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to bring in that $3,000, $3,500, $4,000, even $5,000 a week, but I'm trying to do it consistently. Now that I got, some obligations out the way, I got some things set up, I got some things put in place, I can stay out a week, 2 weeks, and I don't need to come back to the crib, you know what I'm saying? Got both stops loaded up. They gave me 5 pallets on this next drop, but I gotta drop this one off first in Grand Prairie. One stop done. Now we gotta go drop all these packages off. Just now leaving up out of this warehouse in Dallas, I guess Irvin or whatever. About to head over to Salt Box and Farmers Branch, pick up 2 pallets. It's really 2 stops, but I'm gonna go grab them both. 2 half counts, about 1,000 pounds a piece. From there, I gotta go to Plano, pick up something from Plano, something real light. Phone done died, so having to take this tablet in and out, but we up here in Farmers Branch. And this last one in. My phone ended up dying. I done left my charger at the crib. I had to, I gotta use the little back charger thing, cause I need to get a new phone, okay? I ain't gonna sit here and explain it to y'all, but I need to get a new phone. But I was just up here chopping it up with my boy. I done got my paperwork in the back somewhere, probably. I done left it somewhere. But it's all good. We finna go to Plano now, and we gonna pick up Frozen Tech, and then after that we're gonna go right back down in this area, I think in Dallas. I really should pick up in Dallas first, but either way, it don't matter. I mean, if I go to Dallas, then out to Plano, then to Arlington, or if I go from here to Plano to Dallas to Arlington, it don't matter either way. I made it to Plano. As I was trying to check in and get my load, get my pallet or whatever, they told me that all the deliveries have been picked up. There was nothing for me to pick up. I'm running a little behind the schedule that I'd like to be running behind. I really came all the way over to Plano from Farmers Branch for no reason. Now I'm about to head over to Dallas and go pick up this furniture, whatever. I don't know what they got me picking up, but it ain't heavy. We got the route done. It took us like 5.5 hours to get it done. I'm literally like 10 minutes away from the yard. When I get to the house, I'm gonna charge my phone up, charge all these devices up. I'm gonna break down the numbers and all that stuff for y'all. Or maybe I'll just throw it up on the screen or something like that. Like I mentioned before, when I was talking about going OTR versus staying local and running these routes and trying to make the most out of my hours of service, my drive clock and all that. I'm checking my clock and I'm noticing, boy, I still got like 7-some hours left to drive. I still got like 8-some hours, my shift clock and all that. I'm like, it will work, you know what I'm saying? I can stay local. It's just all the decent loads, all the Curri loads, they are done sending them for the day of same day delivery between the hours of 8 a.m. to about 10:30 a.m. I've got enough hours to where I could go book up something else and go run it. It's just, it can't go out of state and it can't be delivered same day if it goes out of state. Either I need to start getting something for like 6 a.m. to deliver 8, 9 o'clock, and I already have a route like this one I had today booked, and pick that up between the hours of 8 and 10, or I need to go back OTR. It's up in the air, but I think ultimately, because I want to scale, I probably will end up going OTR. I probably will either have my other driver in my second truck staying local and grabbing up as much as we can get, and then I'll go OTR, or vice versa, or something. YouTube, what it do? It's your boy Ken. I'm in the truck. Today is Wednesday, May 21st. It's like 10 o'clock right now. Now, normally I would have a load, or I have a route already booked, but we were supposed to go to Leander. They wasn't really trying to pay, so I wasn't finna go to Leander and come back for like $400. That wasn't gonna cut it for real. It would have been profitable, but I'm trying to get a little bit more extra cheese. Today I took the liberty of going ahead and stepping into my purpose. Y'all know I've been talking about scaling and hiring a second driver. I got my second driver in the truck right now. Today is training day. Probably won't have too much income and revenue coming in, but we're taking steps to, you know, scale the company. I gotta do what I gotta do. I can't just toss him in the truck, just dolo, and he don't know what he doing. I could hire a driver, and you know, he already know what he doing. He got experience and all that stuff, but you know what I'm saying, trying to keep it within the family for now. You know what I'm saying? If I'm finna invest into a truck, I ain't trying to be a statistic and, you know, end up having a horror story like I seen online. People trashing trucks and crashing trucks and stealing trucks and abandoning people's equipment and all that stuff. I wasn't trying to deal with none of that stuff. I know I can trust bro. He been with me since I've been in the cargo van. He been with me before I even bought the cargo van, for real, for real. I know I can trust him. He just got to get a little bit of training in. He got to get a little bit of drive time in, a little seat time in. And then honestly, I think he'll be good to go. I just booked a quick little load. It's not gonna be too much of a revenue grossing day. You know, we ain't finna be making too much money. We went over the pre-trip. You know, we went over just a little bit of the lift gate stuff, tail lights, chicken lights, oil, you know, checking all the stuff that you'll check in pre-trip, and just going over just the rules of the road, what to watch out for, stuff like that. Today, just want to get him acquainted with the pallet jack, acquainted with using the lift gate, and just, you know, the basics of driving this truck. I'm gonna let him load up the truck. I'm gonna let him, you know, secure the freight. I'm gonna let him use the lift gate and all that stuff. I'm gonna let him talk to the shipper. I'm gonna let him, you know, sign off on the BOLs. I'm gonna let him take the pictures and all that type of stuff. Going over the logs, how to use the ELD, just all the basic information.
What's up, man? It's your boy Pat, man. Excited to start learning how to drive box truck, man. I drove one before. I was working for 2 Men in a Truck back in 2018. Today, man, just excited to learn new stuff and actually, you know, probably get some drive time, man. Just ready to scale up, get some experience in. Just keep working, just keep grinding.
So since she already came to the truck, they let us know that she already knows our order. We didn't have to come in here and tell her, hey, we're with so-and-so, we're with this broker, we're with that broker. So she already knows that our order is in here. They're gonna figure out our paperwork. They may or may not have you sign something. Most of the time, you're gonna sign on that carrier line. They're gonna sign on the shipper line. And then once you get to the drop-off, then you're gonna have them sign. You're gonna take a photo of the freight before we leave and after we leave. Right now, we just gonna wait for them to give us our paperwork. And then once we get our paperwork, we're gonna look over the paperwork, make sure we got the right freight, make sure we're at the right location, make sure the location we're dropping off is what it says in the app, or what it says in our load tender or BOL that we got from the broker. Everything confirms, everything matches up. We get the freight on the back of the truck, take a picture of the freight, send it to me, send me the picture of the BOL, and you know, you off to the races. And when we get to the drop off, I'm gonna pick up the camera, and we're gonna go over our procedures and all that stuff to drop everything. While they're printing our paperwork off and while they're getting the freight wrapped up and ready and all that stuff, I'm telling him, go ahead and have the truck ready. What I mean by that is the truck ready to go? Looking at this truck, is it ready to accept freight?
Yeah. I think it's ready.
Think it's ready? We still got a pallet jack strapped in. I got some cardboard. You know, I mean, I could sweep this up. But in my eyes, the truck's not ready. Two things. Pallet jack is still strapped and it's not ready to use. And the lift gate is down. Now either they'll come out with the forklift and they'll put it on the edge of the truck right here, and you can hop in, use the pallet jack and bring it in, or you know, they'll drop that pallet right here on the ground. And you use the lift gate, pick it up with the pallet jack, turn it around, put it in there, and secure the freight. Right now, I'd say the truck isn't ready just for those two things. For the most part, when you're doing your pre-trip and all that, obviously you want the pallet jack to be sitting here strapped up. So, see, he's bringing it on the pallet. He's bringing it on the jack already. So you can drop your lift gate. Yes, sir.
Sign that down there on the bottom.
You can sign that in the bottom. Got a pen? Yeah, there you go. Signature. See? All right. You can put the date if you want some. Your data, same line.
What's today? The
21st.
Since the 5th.
21st.
The month.
Yeah, 5.
Here you go, sir.
Alrighty.
So this, the BLL, that copy is yours, and this one goes to the customer.
Alright. Since he's bringing it already out on his own equipment, we don't need the lift gate. So you can drop the lift gate. And you fold it up.
Now you have to have the lift gate for the delivery.
Training the first day.
Yeah, I got it. It's a good thing to learn.
Yes, sir. Now that he's got it already up, we're gonna bring the pallet jack back. He's gonna put the freight right about on the edge. Appreciate it, boss.
Thank you very much.
You gotta use a little force, man. Don't be a baby with it. It ain't your girlfriend, man. We're gonna spin it around so when we take it off, we can just pull it off easy. Now you can either leave it in the middle of the truck and in the middle of the back of the truck, or you can put it to one side, especially since it's not as high, and wait. Drop the pallet, leave the pallet jack in, twist the handle, and then we're gonna strap it back up to the wall. That's gonna ensure that the pallet and the pallet jack doesn't move during transit. We got the pallet jack secured. The freight is already secured to the pallet, so this ain't going nowhere. We got our BOL. One copy is ours, and this one is for the customer. We're gonna keep that in our binder during transit. Now that we're ready to go, truck look good. Take photos of the freight. We're gonna take photos of the paperwork, and we're gonna send that in to Curri. This is the Curri load. If you got a broker or if you work for a dispatcher, they're gonna wanna see the BOL, they're gonna wanna see a POD, which is proof of delivery, proof of the shipment. They're gonna see the paperwork, which is the BOL. When we get in this truck, we're gonna take a picture of the paperwork. Before we close the back of the truck, the doors and all that stuff, we're gonna take a photo of the shipment. We can head on to the next stop. Picked up from the first location, and you can see that we got another location right there. That's a Caliber Rockball, and it has our address. Before we even move, before we touch anything in the truck, we got the truck started good because it's hot out here. But we're gonna wanna go to our ELD tablet. First, we're gonna check if we got enough hours to even run this load. So we got well over enough hours to run the load. I'm gonna just go to Google. I'm gonna let you type in the address. You should be able to type in the name of the business. 25 minutes, 19 miles. Seatbelt on, mirrors good. Can you see out of them? Can you see the back of the truck? Can you see the top of the truck in the left one?
Back, top.
Yep. All right, good to go. Push it in. Give it some pressure. Put the truck in drive. Take it slow, my boy. If you want to drive around in the parking lot real quick, you can. We're not in any rush. Let him drive the truck to our drop-off destination. Good little 20-25 minutes. Shouldn't be too much of a hassle. We're not touching lunchtime traffic or nothing like that yet. Take it real nice and easy. And I'll tap in with y'all if anything bad happens, but I think it'll be all right. We should make it to the drop-off destination pretty easily, pretty smooth. Now we're entering traffic. I got him practicing lane changes. A few of these cars were not letting him in, man. But that's just how it is. They don't want to be behind a big old truck. You gotta understand that just like these semi trucks and how they'll inch over and they'll get right in front of you no matter what. There's only two factors. Either you gonna get hit or you gonna fail that insurance claim because you ain't let them in, which is a fight, or you gonna slow your butt down and you gonna let that truck in. See how he just getting over like that? He might have had a bit of room, but he made sure he got up in that lane. That minivan was not going, they ain't trying to catch no insurance. They ain't trying to be on the side of the road and be the reason why traffic is around.
They probably don't even got no insurance.
Hey, most people don't. Whenever you're in traffic, whenever you know there's a closure up ahead, you got to be a little bit of aggressive, but also be a little bit defensive too. It's like a give and take. You know, you want to be defensive, make sure you're safe, make sure the truck is safe, but at the same time, you got to understand that they're not willing to let you get over. You might run into a truck or two or a car or two that's going to let you get over just because they understand, but most of the time, you know, it's every man for himself. You gotta take what you can take. Sometimes you gotta apply a little pressure and be a little aggressive. Make sure you just keeping it safe. Make sure you keeping yourself safe. Park it right here. You can go inside to the door and figure out where we're gonna drop this freight off at.
Parts? Okay, you're gonna have to go to the middle right here. Just go around. How are you?
Good, how you doing?
Good. Well, he's fine. I called him up here to see where you need to go, okay?
If you go back in between these two buildings back here,
Okay.
that's where I'll meet you guys over there.
Appreciate it, bro. Got the load finished and got a second one to pick up. As soon as he drops this lift gate, brings the freight into the building, and we off to the races. Go in, ask them where you want them to drop it, and make sure you say, have a good day, thank you. Use your communication skills. Successfully dropped off that load. He got a little bit of jitters, just a little bit, but I think that's just his demeanor. We ain't gonna discredit him or nothing like that. This is his first day. I let him drive the truck. I really wasn't gonna let him drive, but I figured, what's a better way to train a new driver than letting him drive? Duh, right? About to go bounce over to Louisville. We got another pickup to go grab, and I'm gonna tap in with y'all when we get there. How you feeling with your first little drop off, man? Wasn't too crazy, huh?
Oh, crazy. I feel experienced already. Boy, if you don't.
Now, we done finally made it over here to Louisville. We're picking up out of Ferguson. I done show bro how to do the dock plate. Now we loading up the freight. Nice and neat. So now he got it spent around. He gonna load it up for us. And now the way he doing it, I don't normally do it like this, but it's smart though. As soon as we got to drop it off, he can just come from behind, lower the lift gate, and get up out of it. Same way you pull it up, give it a little tug, tug that up. And the plate should fall on its own. If it doesn't, just give it a little push. Walk up on it. Now, usually I close the door for him and all that stuff, but it was already open. Just left Ferguson. Went to the QT for lunch, you know what I'm saying? Gotta stay healthy, you feel me? Now, got the freight in the back already secured and all that. Bro hopped in the driver's seat. Gonna take this load from Louisville, about 20 minutes or so down to Westlake. We're gonna hope we can get one more in, but if not, that's gonna be the end of training day number 1. We're gonna see what arises, we're gonna see what comes up, but think right now it's pushing like 12, almost 12:30 or something like that. I'm gonna tap in with y'all when we hit Westlake. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I thought that last drop was gonna be it, but we right back up at Ferguson, finna grab another one.
Ferguson busy like a mug.
I thought it was gonna be a quiet little Wednesday, you know, but sun is out. That means everybody working, and that means people need they need their freight. Pulled in the door 13 because it was the only door open, but she told us we need to go to door 19. Took it upon myself to go ahead and let bro practice his backing skills because he's gonna be backing in and out of dock, you know, his whole career. But we gonna see if he can pull this truck in. I don't know if he gonna be able to do it though. So we side by side with two. I got a semi trailer right here. I got a box trailer right here. Let's see if he gonna be able to do it. I've been telling him all day to use his mirrors and everything. I feel like he got it. I mean, he got more than enough space. So. Good. Okay. Good money. Okay. We located all the freight. We gotta take this pallet along with this pallet, that pallet, that pallet, and that baby boy over there. We gotta take this little small box, this fridge, and this fridge. I already got the dolly underneath it. And then we gotta come around here, grab a range, and 2 dishwashers. In front of these other ones?
Yeah. To the door, guys.
See what good communication gets you. Gotta learn that talk game, y'all. Just made it over here to Corsicana. I'm at a Hampton Inn Suites. They're doing a renovation, as you can tell. But I'm waiting on the guy to come down here so I can drop off these 5 pallets, and that's gonna be the end of today. Look, he still got like 5 hours on the drive clock. But I think that's it for today because it's already like pushing 6:30. As soon as we drop this off, they let me know that they're not taking deliveries anymore after 6. And we pulled up like 6:05, 6:07, but that's not our fault. We had to drive to Dallas, drop off Camp Wisdom, then we had to drive out to Waxahachie. That was like 30 minutes in between, and another like 35 minutes to get over here to Corsicana. By the time we got here, they had already packed up. Probably already had packed up by like 5:30, 5:40 to be honest, because I'd do the same thing too, to be honest. But I got a hold of somebody, I guess maybe the head of the crew, but not the boss. He was like, yeah, we don't take any deliveries no more after 6. My crew's done working. You're gonna have to have your boss call my boss. I'm my boss. Most likely, what they're gonna do is resolve my help ticket and ask for a return trip, or maybe they'll get in contact with the guy's boss or something like that, and maybe we'll leave the pallets here if that's what they want us to do, or maybe what usually happens is we'll probably get a return trip and have to drop this off in Louisville. But I got a load booked already for tomorrow. I got to pick up in Fort Worth at like 6:30, and it's already like 6 now. I need to get back and drop this truck off, cut my clock off by 8. I can do my 10-hour reset and be able to go pick up that load, by 6:30, 7 o'clock, so I can get down to Austin. Bro just put the pallet back in the truck. We finna call it a day. Let's see if they gonna give us this return trip. Let's see what we do. YouTube, what it do? It's your boy Ken. I'm back for another day. Thursday, May 22nd. It's like 5:45 right now. I'm waiting for my clock to reset. I think I got like less than 10 minutes for it to reset before I can head out to Fort Worth. Yesterday, when we dropped off, or attempted to drop off, in Corsicana, the crew that was doing the renovations up in that hotel at Hampton Inn Suites was like, yeah, I got the notification from Curri, and they was telling me I was gonna be there in like 39 minutes, but I looked at my clock and I was like, oh, we're gonna be done working. I'm like, oh, okay. He was like, yeah, man, so my schedule is from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., so you're gonna have to call your boss, and your boss gonna have to call my boss and see what is okay, see what you gotta do. I'm like, alright, so in my head, I'm thinking, I'm probably gonna end up picking up this Fort Worth to Austin tomorrow, and on my way back, I'm gonna drop this stuff off in Louisville for a return trip unless somebody else can handle it. The whole time, they just gave me like $60, and they increased my payout to this. When I come back from Austin, I'm gonna end up running through Corsicana to drop that off. I'm back in the truck. I got a little bit of the footage from the back of the truck. I was not expecting that last pallet to be so big. He had brought that pallet out first, and I got a messed up pallet from Ferguson still in there. It's like all off-centered, like the freight is straight, but the pallet is all like jacked up. I ended up having to take the 2 smaller ones first. Luckily they were small. I had one that could fit on the side, and it's tiny, and then I got another one that's pretty much normal, I guess average size, and then I got this big old humongous oversized junk. I'm like, damn, I know this can be heavy, but low-key it wasn't even that bad. Y'all know me, I was gonna put that weight adjustment in. Right now I'm over here at QT, finna get some diesel. I was trying to get some def, but I might just have to get a can of it, honestly. I don't really like the cans because for some reason them nozzles don't pour well, you know what I'm saying? I'm tapping in real quick. I know I ain't say nothing when I got to Austin or when I left from Austin, but I was on a mission, boy. Y'all know I had to come back to Corsicana, same place we was at yesterday when I was training bro. I'm here now, and we're finna go see if we can drop this off. I already texted the dude that I talked to yesterday and let him know I'd be there in about 2 hours when I was already on the road coming from Austin. It's like 2 o'clock right now. It's 2:05 to be exact. I'm about to go in here and let them know I'm here and start taking these pallets out the back of the truck. And I'm only like an hour away from the truck yard. Man, y'all wouldn't believe it, but the dude that I'm supposed to be in contact with didn't even answer the phone. It's like my messages was not going through. I text my mama, I text my bro, both of the messages went through. I called my mama, call went through. So I'm like, is dude phone on, do not disturb, or did he block my number or something? I'm like, bro, what the hell going on? I was about to go out to the truck and request a return trip. I texted Curri, but they ain't even text me back still. 2 dudes that came out, they was like, hey, buddy, da 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 da. I'm like, hey, what's good? He's like, I mean, you got it. I only got 5 pallets. Dropped in Jones off right there in the parking lot. Curri load completed. I'm gonna wait my little 30-minute breakout, and I'm gonna leave out from over here. Low-key got enough diesel to push back, and I think I still got enough depth where I ain't gotta put nothing in until I can get back to Dallas. I think I got like an hour drive left for me to get to Garland and hit the truck yard and put the baby up. Yeah, that's it for me today. I ain't got enough hours to run nothing else unless it's like 10, 20 miles in between each other.